Hello everyone! Blue Star Saber here again to do another One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1094. The Five Elders, Godhead of Science and Defense, Saint J. Garcia Saturn. In which this will continue off the last chapter, in which the Vega, Atlas was able to regain control of the Vegapunks while Luffy was battling Kizaru. Well, but with Saint Saturn in the area, the control of those Pathfistas might not last long. But the only thing that has to see is whether or not Luffy can defeat Kizaru in time before that happens. Anyway, before we begin with the next chapter, I'm just going to do the double-colored spread, in which Oda has done a tie-in for like the Monster one-shot that's getting an anime adaptation, which was one of Oda's one-shots that he did before the series of One Piece, but ended up becoming part of the One Piece canon. So it was like a nice little way to tie into making that as a prequel series to One Piece. Though, granted, I have yet to read that chapter, so I can't really make too much comments on it. Now, in celebration of that cover, you've pretty much got Zoro who's revealed to be a part of the hold on, let me just let's see, hold on. The Shimamotsuki family through like as the member of the hold on, let me just getting the family's name up. Yeah. Sumoyoshiki Ushimaru, who has blue or purple hair, depending on which anime or manga you're wearing. Now, depending on which part of the time, hold on, let me just. Yes, as Shimomosuke Shimimaru, who many thought was possibly Zoro's father, stuff turned out to be actually his grand uncle, as his sister is actually Zoro's grandmother and marrying Zoro's grandfather, and as a result had Zoro. So yeah, Zoro and Kunai are sort of distant cousins, if you will. So yeah, you've got all the family like Ryuma, both in his zombie form that you saw in Thriller Bark, and perhaps a bit of his actual form in the corner, colored in red. The dragon he slays, Yashi, Uramashi, his dog Onimaru. You have Zoro's sensei, Shimotsuki Koshiruru. His father, Kazaburu, and of course Kunai. Though granted, this is the first time Kunai is drawn in Oda's modern art style, from my understanding. There's only been like the old classic art style that Oda has, which I admit, it was a bit surprised that I thought that Kunai had actually gotten a bit older, but I guess that just more of just like Oda's new art style adapting, unless the theory of Kunai actually being Tashigi turns out to be true, though something tells us that probably won't be the case, and also it will probably make it a bit weird for Zoro x Tashigi shippers now that the two have revealed to be actually related. Granted, Zoro has no idea, and whether Oda or not, we will actually have him find out, given the SBS SBS pages. It seems like he has no intention of having Zoro Zoro caring or finding out and telling that story. But who knows? But anyways, it's a nice cover to tie into the one-shot special that's happening, and I'm looking forward to seeing it when it comes out. Anyway, I've been discussing this cover for a bit too long, I will admit. And now it's on to the actual chapter itself, which begins with Atlas giving the orders to the Paphistas to wipe out all the Vegapunks. The Paphistas to wipe out all the Marines on the island. And we get a little reminder of the hierarchy of the Vegapunks, as that one sparks bigger than all the other hierarchies, as the Paphistas, Mark Freeze, start to hear the orders. They start shooting at the Marines, wiping them out, and they're all hiding from them, if you will, or trying to shoot them, from what I can tell. With them realizing that also that means Vegapunk has come down from above from the lab. With the Stellar Vegapunk asking Atlas to try and find Bonnie as they are just driving down. With I think Vegapunk explaining how the tank to Frankie works by the nature of the clouds. They clump together as the others are trying to fire, and the tank and tires of the tank actually match this. So they end up with as they're talking about this. Sanji finds Bonnie, but Frankie can't see it. But Sanji says, "Trust in his lady radar." With Vegapunk saying that sounds very unscientific, but he has faith in what Sanji is saying. And Sanji speeds up ahead since the tank isn't slow enough for him. So he goes ahead, and you see Barney currently fighting one of the vice admirals, the one that looks like a Hulk Hogan. He seems to have some sort of giant spear thing with a clamp shape, switzy giant spear top, which might be used as a hammer of sorts, or might imply some of his abilities. But yeah, Fritzy Bonnie's just thinking about how it's a good thing the Paphistas are on their side again, but she ends up drawing out a gun, I believe, or some sort of pistol, and uses a move called NDE, or Near Death Experience. Might not be actually firing the gun, but using her Devil Fruit to fire something out of it, in which you see a Marines thinking a near-death experience and see themselves rotting as skeletons and then reverting back. And they all seem traumatized by it as they collapse, with the Vice Admiral confused what's going on there. As Bonnie's trying to run away, as Witsy, one of the PX3s, or Paphistas, the one numbered 46, is trying to prevent Bonnie escaping, but she's confused why this is happening. And we end up finally getting the identity of one of the 9 Vice Admirals that come here, Navy Vice Admiral Bluegus, who reveals herself to have the ability to control people when she's riding on them, and she has like the ride fruit. So in many ways, she's kind of perfect for this situation, and that's probably why she was selected. And she's determined that she's going to try if that she kills Bonnie, will that undo the curse that she put on the soldiers, in which it fires at Bonnie. But let's see, she's a bit phased because she's thinking of her father, with like Bluegrass trying to eliminate Bonnie to give back the proper ages to like her Marine comrades. With Sanji trying to say, Sanji just saving her in the nick of time and also telling her to snap out of it. Even though Sanji has heard about that Kuma is her father, tells her that she needs to think more carefully about this, otherwise she'll end up dead. And then Marine Hulk Hogan comes in and attacks with his clam thing, and it's revealed to be a hammer, as he names it Oto Hammer here. So, yeah, I should have probably realized that, but well. But anyway, Sanji's just trying to get Bonnie from out of here. With then Vegapunk seeing that Sanji has got tells him to get her on board the tank. With Atlas commenting that the Vegapunks are on their side, so they should be able to escape. Anyway, we cut back to like a Luffy versus Kizaru, and you see Luffy just stretching all his arms about trying to hit Kizaru. They seem to be in a bit of a stalemate. Kizaru is trying to tell Luffy they can't waste his time with him as he's got his mission to do. And wasting time here is Ritzy delaying it, while Luffy says that it's his mission to prevent him from completing his mission. As Kizaru tries to speed away, with Luffy starting to do the Looney Tunes Roadrunner speed chase again. But as like Luffy and Kizaru are walking away, and Zoro and Akainu are, not Akainu, Zoro and Rob Lucci, sorry about that, are fighting, they all feel a strong presence. Even Jinbei wondering what this unearthly presence is. If you see Nami, Usopp, and Chopper trying to stroll, I believe an injured Stussy away from for whatever injuries to try and get her to probably try and keep her alive. And Vice Admiral Dahl with that long-haired other Vice Admiral, shocked at also feeling the presence. They probably realize that who it is. As it's, you get a silhouette of Saint Saturn telling the Parafistas to stand down, and they all stop, which shocks the Vegapunks. Let's see, with Atlas trying to get them to follow their orders, but with them realizes that there's only one authority in the hierarchy that can get to control these guys above them. As Atlas realizes that one of the 5 elders is here. And then we see a sort of what appears to be some sort of satanic-like circle of 5 stars, and you have the number 5 there. Or, as the Marine said, one of the Ritzy Marine grunts says, a magic pentagram. With Vegapunks saying that they need to hurry and get out of here as something is coming. As you get as the Marines get a notification from one of their, I think, ships, telling them to, that all units need to be alert, that Saint Saturn of the 5 Elders is barking on Egghead, which is shocking all the Marines, as many of the Marines there, as none of them realize that, Saint Saturn was actually going to be there on the island. As I think, Saint Saturn made it clear that he wanted his presence to be kept unknown, which was probably also to, of course, keep Vegapunk from realizing that he was also on the island, which was probably just for this moment, waiting for Vegapunk to try and make a move of controlling the Paphistas, and then he would take control of them back. But yeah. But let's see, Saint Saturn is on the move. Hold on a sec. I just need to do something quickly. I'm just sorry about that. I spilled my drink when I do this narration. But oh yeah, where am I? Here we go. Let's see, as get an alert that says Commodores, anyone that's Commodore and below aren't allowed to have an audience with Saint Saturn, saying that all of them need to get out and not look at him. And they see an and the Vegapunk team sees an explosion and wonder what it is. But, one of them asks what it is, with one of them revealing that it's one of the 5 elders, shocked they come all the way here, which I think confuses with the Straw Hats there, with Vegapunk explaining they're the highest authority in the world, which shocks Frankie, as they need to try and get out here and hold on tight. With Sanji seeing that something is coming out of the circle, and then we see Saint J. Garcia Saturn in a sort of spider-like form, in sort of like spider-like form, very similar to let's see, Black Maria, but I think it's called. I think let's see, the form is based off. Let me just try and find. Let me just try and find what people have described it as. Oh yeah, what appears to be based off an Ushi-oni, a sort of yokai from Japanese folklore, sort of a sort of bull spider monster, from what I can tell. Apparently, its description as a bovine-headed monster occurs in most. An Ushi-oni generally appear on beaches and attack people who walk there. So that, I guess, kind of fitting. But yeah, that's what we've got here. But you see one of the Marines end up being shocked by its appearance, wondering what that monster is. And just by looking at his Saturn's eyes, he explodes. Let's see, one of his Marine comrades tried to warn him, but it was too late. And let's see, Saint Jaskia Saturn is just commenting about how long it's been since he's been on the surface. And then Bonnie is just shocked by the horrid monster, and Sanji realizes that they're being attacked by Kizaru as it hits the cloud sort of road that they were on. And let's see, Kizaru is just about to try and do the finishing move, but Luffy comes in, let's see, muscling up his arm like Popeye, if you will. With Kizaru realizing that Luffy's probably reaching his limit from the fighting that he's been doing. With Frankie telling Luffy to do something in this fight. With Luffy telling him that's what he tends to do, with Kizaru trying to shoot Luffy down. But Luffy is spinning round and round, using a new move called Gum Gum Star, in which he uses that muscle arm after spinning around like a Tasmanian devil. Let's see, doing a move with the Star Gun move, in which punches Kizaru right through the head, and doing that sort of like blob thing that you saw with Kaido in the fight before, but stars coming out of Kizaru as well. With Kizaru, I think it depends on the translation you use. If it's the Viz one, apparently he's seeing stars, but in other ones, I think it's like he's feeling dizzy, and I think I've seen some people prefer like the fan translations compared to the Viz translations from this one. But Luffy is at his limit, and he is just starting to deflate into his old kind of figure, old kind of worn-out, draggy, skinny kind of form that he does after using Gear 5 as he's falling down. You see Saint Saturn see Luffy's Nika form and comments it. Not really, given the shadows in his eyes, he is not happy to see this form, or Luffy at all, as Luffy falls to the ground, deflating, if you will, as the Vegapunks crash from the tanks. And then we get we see Vegapunk with Frankie trying to Vegapunk check on him, but they are right in front of Saturn. And Sanji checking that Atlas is hurt or not. She says she's fine. But Barney is looking at Saint Saturn, thinking of like remembering some words, saying that, which might be implying that it might be Saint Saturn saying, "I gave you an order," to Vegapunk, with Sanji trying to tell Barney not to move, but she's drawing a sword. With, I think, the voice saying that Kuma must not have any will left to say. With, like, I think Vegapunk trying to say, but I mean, Kuma loses his free will or something. But you get Vegapunk realizing that, you see Vegapunk looking at Saturn, calling Saturn, knows who he is, saying his name. With Vegapunk, with Saturn saying, "Indeed." But he comments that he thought Vegapunk would have been killed already. But as that is happening, Bonnie, of course, draws the sword, stabs him. I think she cries out his name in anger, with then Saint Saturn looking down at her, and you see a tear in Bonnie's eyes, ending the chapter. Okay, with a bit of a mess of my narration, my overall thoughts on the chapter. I do like how straight away we are seeing the results of the Pathistas listening to Vegapunk's orders, and they're quickly shooting the Marines. Granted, I will admit, perhaps from the reminder of the hierarchy table, since that I think was brought up last chapter, is getting a bit repetitive. So that's why one little nitpick on this chapter. I don't really need to see it. I mean, granted, Oda tried to make it a bit more of a bigger effect by having it more highlighted and more white and ritzy action, sort of ritzy speech bubble than the usual squares or rectangles that you see of the hierarchy in previous chapters. But yeah, but I do like how you immediately see the Power Feasters immediately desecrating the Marines, and you can see just how powerless they are as they're all trying to hide, even though they're trying to shoot them down. But I do like how the Marines are strategic enough to realize that Vegapunk must have come down, so they have a chance to try and take him out, as that is their mission. So you've got that. But anyway, I do like how let's see, we get an explanation for the tank with like Franky and Vegapunk talking about how Vegapunk has used the nature of the clouds clumping together and creating wheels of tires out of them, so they won't fall off and all that stuff. So I do like that little explanation. I do like how Franky has been chatting to Vegapunk quite a bit, and you're getting this back and forth of like Vegapunk explaining all this tech stuff with him. Granted, so I do like that this part has been consistent with the Franky-Vegapunk relationship, even though I'm still a little disappointed that Franky has not gotten much spotlight or character development per se in this, but I do like how he still at least seems to be the most active background Straw Hat at the very least. So there's that. But I will admit, I will admit the Sanji sensing a woman radar seems a bit cliche. Though granted, I think people have theorized that he's trained his observation haki to sense when a woman's in danger, which I could actually see Sanji doing. But I do like how Sanji's like, I found her! Franky says, how? It says, trust my woman sensing radar. And I do like Vegapunk's response saying, now that sounds very unscientific and illogical, but I'll trust your word on this. I think he's probably gotten an idea. I think even though Vegapunk hasn't really known Sanji for long, he's got an idea that given how Sanji liked the idea of Lilith coming along, that Sanji has a bit of a keen sense for women. So yeah, I do like how he's trying to so I do like how he's like trusting Sanji to locate Barney, since he did volunteer to come and find them. But yeah, I do like how we're seeing Barney holding out her own, avoiding Vice Admiral attacks and taking out Marine grunts, or at least immobilizing them, especially with that new move of near-death experience, or NDE. I do like how we end up seeing that it reverts them to like a bit of gets them an idea of what they're going to look like dead with like skeleton forms, like Brock. I'm curious to see how her abilities affect Brock. But I don't blame the Marine grunts for being traumatized by the event. It's because like, wow, you kind of witnessed your own death. I think that would freak out anyone, regardless of how strong-willed they are. But anyway, it's also interesting. It is nice to learn a bit more about, the more of the Vice Admirals and their abilities, even though we still don't know the sort of Hulk Hogan types Marines' ability name yet. We at least got an idea of his fighting style, in which he fights with a sort of clam hammer, and even names that his attacks on them. But we got more of an idea of like the small elderly Marine, and her name is Bluegrass, and she has, of course, a devil fruit ability that allows her to ride the Pathistas. Like I said, this probably is why she has been selected to join in the raid against Vegapunk. The fact that she could probably control one, regardless of the hierarchy of the Vegapunk. Hierarchy that the Vegapunks set for the world government, but who knows, I could be wrong, but yeah. Damn it. I keep knocking it down. Sorry, I just knocked down my drink again. I am not having a good day with drinks today, folks. But anyway, well, I was like, yes. So yeah, it makes Bonnie. So this is like she's the worst opponent for Bonnie to face since right now, as she's controlling one of the Pephistas, and Bonnie, clearly due to her relationship with her father, just can't bring herself to attack even a clone of her father. So it's like she just can't. It's like these Pephistas are just like her worst enemy. Which is interesting, which is lucky for her, Sanji's there to save her, though it's interesting that it seems that Sanji has learned that Kuma is indeed Bonnie's father, which I'm a little disappointed that we never got to see the Straw Hats on the rest of the Straw Hats, besides Luffy, Chopper, and Jinbei, learn this revelation, but I guess we've got that shocked face from the Straw Hats already, so there's no need to show it again. I would have liked to have seen at least Sanji's reaction, given the fact that Sanji still holds a grudge against Kuma for sending him to Okama Island, which he considers to be a bit of a hell. But yeah. But let's see, regardless, he's able to rescue her and get her out, which I think, makes sense. Anyway, the Luffy versus Kizaru fight. I still like the banter between Luffy and Kizaru. Kizaru says, "I'm trying to complete my mission," and Luffy says, "My mission is to stop you." So it's like Kizaru says, "I don't want to deal with this. I need to take out Vegapunk." But Luffy says, but Luffy's just going to be the constant annoyance. So he tries to get away, and he ends up trying, of course, shoot. Let's see, and it seems like the fight has been concluded. I'm not. Let's see. I think you could consider this maybe a victory for Luffy, even though he powers down and deflates as time runs out. It might look like a draw, but I think Luffy might have just got the finishing punch, which I do admit, I do love this creative, let's see, Gum Star Gun with the sort of Popeye build muscles, Tasmanian spin, and then doing the sort of punch that does a sort of similar blob head thing that what happens at Kaido, but with like seeing stars, because that what happened. That's what, like, it's another classic cartoon Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes kind of thing where characters get hit so much they're seeing stars or someone running around. So yeah, I did like seeing that. So Kizaru is down. Let's see, and it looks like Luffy has also used King Conqueror's Haki, which I think some are going to be criticizing. I've seen some criticize why didn't Luffy use this Conqueror's Haki straight away. But I guess Luffy has just probably decided that, you know what, I need to finish this quick. I'm running out of energy. I need to try and do all out with this attack. And it seems like he did. So, who knows? That's why he didn't do Conqueror's Haki until now. But yeah, I will admit, if Kizaru's down for the count, it would be just, let's see, as much as I probably would have liked to see a bigger fight, I can kind of understand if Saint Saturn's going to now be the main opponent for the Straw Hats to face now. But I am a little disappointed that we haven't yet to see Logia awakening, and Kizaru seemed like one of the perfect characters to do it. But we still might see him in action later on this arc, depending on what happens. I mean, we got Rob Lucci knocked out and then back. Now he's fighting Zoro, so there's that. But anyway, but I do like how let's see, Saint Saturn's presence. But I do like the scale that Oda's doing this presence. For many people, this is apparently the first kind of intimidating presence that they've seen since Kaido. either just near it or just around the same kind of level from what I'm seeing people reacting to. And I do like how Oda is getting other people just reacting to this presence, especially all the strong characters that we know are here, such as Kizaru, Luffy, Zoro, Rob Lucci, and Jinbei. All very powerful figures in their own right, and they are just shocked or just kind of disturbed by the presence that Satin Garcia does. And it kind of shows you just how deadly of an opponent he is. So it might at least imply that the five elders are at least at best at least admiral level, or maybe just slightly stronger than admirals. Not sure if they are Yonko level or not, but who knows? We'll just have to find out. But I do like how we get a little bit of an update of Nami, Chopper, and the Weakling trio trying to get Stussy alive and safety. I do like how the Vice Admirals even just feel shocked by saying Saturn's presence. But I do like the booming voice he has of getting all the Hephaestus to shut down, and which confuses the Vegapunks until they realize that an elder, a member of the five elders, is here. But I do like how many of the Marines are just shocked that one of the five elders' presence here. But it's interesting to learn that those of the rank of Commodore and below are not allowed to gaze in the elders' presence. Though interesting, the whole the Pentagon Circle has led to many debate on whether or not this is like a devil fruit ability or some sort of magic or some sort of emu's powers. We don't quite know, but it's led to many kind of interesting and wild theories and debates, which I'm all up for. Though I think it's probably going to be just a mythical zone and devil fruit, or even a demon zone and devil fruit. Who knows? We have to see if that's a thing in One Piece. But yeah, I do like how. But it's interesting that Frankie never learned that the five elders are actually the highest authority in the world government. You'd think a disciple of Tom might have paid a sort of attention to that kind of detail, but I guess that would be probably more of Nico Robin, given her own experience with Urahara. But yeah, but I do like how everyone realizes just how dire the situation is now that Saint Saturn is coming out of the circle. And you already just see how, and just when he just appears and you just have someone looking in his eyes, you can tell how deadly he is as he's just blown off someone's head, which is a rather brutal death, even for a grunt in One Piece. So it kind of shows just how dangerous this guy is, especially with his devil fruit, which, like I said, is apparently based off an Ushioni. So I thought it was going to be some sort of, I think before this chapter reveal, many people thought he was just going to be some sort of, I think some minotaur, some cow, or some sort of bull-like abilities. But then, of course, you do have the minotaur from Imperial Down. So, but Elder's going a bit more creative from his home country of Japan's mythology with yokai monsters, which, you know what, I'm all down for it, as it makes this guy look a lot more intimidating. In fact, a lot more intimidating upgrade of Black Maria, which I heard some casual fans thought that meant she's dead, but no, it's clearly his own sort of devil fruit. On a second. So yeah, so it's it's like a giant, like a spider, horned Saint Saturn, as you will. And it's like a very close, intimidating as Kaido, King of the Beasts, look, as he's just holding his staff in the middle of it. And it's also got sort of the awakened black flames around it, like Rob Lucci and Kaku, which I think has led to some wondering if this is some sort of corrupted awakening of Dirtsy's own devil fruits. But who knows? But I'm sure we'll get some explanation why some are black flames and some are white flames, and pretty pretty white clouds in the near future. But yeah. But like I mentioned earlier, Luffy knocked out Kizaru, so and you see, and Saint Saturn sees Nika, so he's very much aware of what's going on there. But it's like you can clearly tell that he's still disturbed by the Nika presence, which I wouldn't be surprised that he's probably not intimidated by any of the Vegapunks or any of the Straw Hats, but Luffy's Nika form he would probably might see troublesome. But yeah, but Luffy's down for the count. So you're probably going to have a bunch of the Straw Hats end up fighting him, particularly Sanji and Frankie. Maybe tagged along with Bonnie. Maybe one of the Vegapunks like Atlas to try and take him down. Now, interesting, I do like how you have Vegapunk and Saturn just both doing a stand down at each other saying, it's been, let's see, Saint Saturn. And it's like, oh, yes, Vegapunk, you're still alive. Sort of like, sort of serious banter between them, but yeah. But I do like how you end up seeing his size as compared to like Frankie, as who's looking after Vegapunk from below, and it kind of shows him like, yeah, he seems to be like Kaido size of figure when he's going this devil fruit form. But it's also interesting to learn that that Barney ends up stabbing him. And we end up getting some like voices from a flashback, not an actual flashback, but like voices of a previous conversation. That it seems to imply that Saint Saturn was the one who forced Vegapunk to erase Kuma's memories. So now Bonnie sees this man as the one who killed her father. So she's now trying to stab him and kill him, even if it's a suicide mission. It's a suicide attack, which Sanji is concerned, which Sanji tries to stop her from. But I do like how she is able to stab him, either by surprise or Saturn has just allowed it. But who knows? But yeah, arguably with this event set up, it seems like we might finally get that Kuma flashback, as we might finally learn all the details on why Kuma ended up losing all of his humanity, as well as the backstory that was teased when Barney looked in like his memories a couple of chapters back. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that Barney gets in danger here, and this is where the Kuma comes in with like his pawpaw fruit, and then fights Saturn to save Barney. Though I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being killed by Saturn. But yeah. Overall, I'd say I give this a 9 out of 10 chapter. We see the Pasistas taking out the Marines due to Vegapunk Atlas's orders. We see a bit of Barney using her skills, particularly like near-death experience. To make some of the people experience their own death. We end up seeing more of the Vice Admirals and what abilities they can do, particularly Bluegrass, who's been named. I do like how how the final clash of the final blow that Luffy seems to have done against Kizaru is like mixing Popeye with the Tasmanian Devil, and then flying a punch that gives the star knockout to Kizaru, like he's feeling dizzy, as well as Saint Saturn's Ushionium form. And if he's dangerous, and if he's already intimidating by himself, imagine when you see all 5 elders together, which is arguably now more understandable about why Soppo ran away from that as fast as he could. So yeah, I don't blame him. I do like how his presence is felt everywhere. And also the sort of mysteries with like, of his form. Is it the devil fruit? Is it some sort of cursed form or magic ability? We do not know, but who knows? We might find out in the next upcoming few chapters. So yeah, and he's already shown himself to be quite the intimidating foe of killing people just by looking at him. and also I'm getting bony enough to try and stab him. So overall, I'd give this like a sort of 9 out of 10. Very good chapter. For those who end up listening to this stream, I hope you enjoyed what I said, but I'm starting to get a bit tired, and I might be losing my train, and I don't want to lose my train of thought, so I'll leave the stream as it is here. Thank you all for listening in. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and Ritzy, goodbye for now.